Ag Day Weather, brought to you by
Discover the next frontier in crop protection. Preaxor fungicide.
Welcome back to Ag Day. Mike, this is a pretty big storm brewing here, but it's the same one that I guess dropped snow back in my home state of New Mexico last weekend.
Put a lot of snow down, especially in the higher elevations,
right.
But you said even lower elevations down
way
south
down in
had
the southwest corner.
Decent amounts. Yeah, it's going to eventually turn to some snow in the higher elevations of the east as well. Mainly the Appalachians are going to get the snow out of this one, but there's going to be a few spots in the lower elevations that might get some sleet and freezing rain out of this, and eventually the northwest part of this storm is going to turn over to all snow. But right now it is producing a whole bunch of rain across the Tennessee Valley, Alabama, and Georgia as we start today, panhandle of Florida as well. And very cold air once again. This is a very cold air mass similar to the one that we saw last week coming across the Midwest, and you can see the storm system producing some snow across many parts of the Great Lakes. So as we put this into motion, this cold front comes into the northwest side of this storm system, and that produces the snow, or helps to produce the snow across much of Iowa, or Ohio, I should say. Don't worry, Iowa, you're in the sunshine, but Ohio back into Kentucky and even western Tennessee getting some snow out of this at the tail end, and that storm system will continue to move right on up the east coast. So the big cities get mainly rain along the eastern coast with a little bit of snow right at the tail end. But if you live in the Appalachians, you could end up with a fair amount of snow out of this system. And if you live in some spots in the Great Lakes, you could end up with a fair amount of snow like that one band coming right down into northwestern Indiana there. West of the Mississippi, though, nice and dry, as you can see. We do have a clipper type system diving into the northern plain states with a little bit of light snow into Minnesota and the Dakotas as we head through tomorrow afternoon. Storm system kind of sitting off the west coast. This is eventually going to come east as well. We'll have to see if it takes a similar pattern to this track, I should say, to this last one. There's the rain amounts over the past 24 hours. Louisiana on into Alabama. Parts of Georgia have seen 2 to 3 inches of snow. Adding on the next 48 hours, 36 hours actually. You can see the heavy rain. I mean, this is showing 3 inches plus in all the major cities before it turns over to snow. Now, speaking of snow, here's what's estimated to have fallen over the past 24 hours, and adding on the next 36, you can see southern Ohio, even eastern Kentucky at the tail end in the higher elevations into parts of New England getting a whole bunch of snow out of this storm system. That will cause travel delays, obviously, anything that hits the east. Very cold air this afternoon in the northern plains. That dives southward. Look at the lows tonight. We're looking at low teens, single digits across most of the northern and central plain states. Tomorrow it doesn't get a whole lot better, although it is back above freezing in the southern plains. Only 45 degrees for the afternoon high in New Orleans. Here's a longer range, and you can see the big trough moving through the east as we head through tomorrow and on into Thanksgiving. And then you can see we kind of go zonal for a few days with another big system diving in out west starting early next week. That's a look across the country. Now let's take a look at some local forecasts. First of all, for Austin, Nevada, partly to mostly sunny skies today, high temperature of 51 degrees. Also lots of sunshine in Tulsa, Oklahoma, breezy and cold with a high of just 41. And Charleston, West Virginia, cloudy with rain turning to snow, high of 37.